Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Police just arrested a man for a deadly hit-and-run crash. This is right in front of his damaged SUV.
The man was accused of running down a pedestrian not far from the airport. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Virginia Cha. Witnesses said the SUV driver ran red lights, flew down the street before the crash. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie was there as police caught up to that suspected driver. Mary's live in Little Italy. Mary?
Virginia, Jason, we have exclusive video of that man being arrested just a few hours ago. But first, let me explain what happened here in Little Italy. I'll show you around. People say they saw a white SUV come flying down this hill. This is Laurel at Pacific Highway. They say he ran a couple of red lights before blowing through this crosswalk where a man was walking. That's when they say he hit that man and didn't even slow down.
He didn't care, and I hope they find him immediately.
And just a few hours later, police did find the man they believe was behind the wheel of this Jeep Patriot, which has a broken mirror and major damage to its front end. We heard him tell police he had a beer and a half, but said several times he was having trouble remembering what happened. They gave him a field sobriety test and then took him into custody. As for the victim, who died at the scene, the medical examiner's office hasn't located next of kin yet, so we do not know his identity. Witnesses were so shaken up at the scene, seeing this man die at the hands of a person they say didn't give him a second thought.
It seems like he didn't care. Like, he had no care. He didn't even pause or stop or anything to see if anybody was okay. He just completely hit him, and that was it. As seeing a guy flip over, I didn't think he was going to make it.
Coming up, we went to the home of a man who may have been a passenger in the vehicle and hear what may have led police to the suspect. We're live in Little Italy this morning. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Thank you, Mary. And 10 News sent out a breaking news alert about the search for the driver. Download our 10 News app to stay on top of the developments. And breaking news, it's official. We just learned Governor Jerry Brown officially ending the drought, the state of emergency drought in most of California. He cited water conservation and record winter rain and snow. The governor did say that there's a chance that drought can come right back to our state, so people should still conserve. He also says water reporting requirements will remain in place.
Now to this breaking news update. Police in Sweden are still looking for the driver who deliberately crashed a hijacked truck into a department store, killing at least 2 people. Sweden's prime minister is calling this a terror attack. A number of people were also injured. TV footage shows smoke. You can see it coming out of the store where that truck crashed. People were running away. So far, no one has claimed responsibility for this attack. Mixed reaction to the U.S. airstrikes in Syria, both at home and overseas. ABC's Kenneth Moulton has this breaking news update from Capitol Hill.
Today, new daylight images of the Syrian Air Force base destroyed by a U.S. attack. 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles launched in the cover of darkness from 2 American destroyers in the Mediterranean. President Trump ordering his first major military action.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike.
The president's move against Syrian President Bashar al-Assad an about-face. Trump now stepping into the middle of the country's civil war after this week's deadly chemical weapons attack. The Pentagon says the plane that dropped the sarin gas took off from the now bombed base.
Assad choked out the lives of helpless men, women, and children. It was a slow and brutal death.
The wild card, Russia. The Syrian ally called the strikes an act of aggression. The Kremlin getting the heads up from Washington. Those missiles were minutes away from raining down.
At the end of the day, it's going to be tough to argue that the use of chemical weapons against civilians is condoned by anyone. So the president has the moral high ground, man. That's going to have a big impact with Russia.
Also notified early, 24 members of Congress. The bipartisan reaction, many praising Trump, agreeing Assad's actions needed to be dealt with. The disagreement, the fact that the president didn't seek congressional approval.
First, the president was authorized to conduct this strike. Obviously, if this is going to be a broader, long-term conflict, it is important that he comes to Congress because we need to pay for it.
Congress is now asking for President Trump's plan on Syria. The president gave the order from South Florida, but we now know Vice President Pence was in the White House Situation Room at the time of the strike. Kenneth Moulton, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And earlier this morning, we sat down with Colonel John Farnham, the former commanding officer of MCAS Miramar, and he spoke with us about the attack on Syria and what it could mean for San Diegans in the military.
Concern for the loved ones is always warranted, especially as we go forward and engage these sorts of activities. But I think it was a singular event based on something that occurred, a strike that occurred with chemical weapons, and we'll have to see where it goes from there.
In our next half hour, we'll hear the response as well to the Syria attack from local lawmakers.
We have some breaking news from East Village. Sewage is flooding a homeless shelter.
Yeah, a pipe broke this morning, and 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live at St. Vincent de Paul Village with the terrible mess crews are now cleaning up. Mimi.
Jason, Virginia, yeah, here's what we've learned in the last 30 minutes or so. This building right here is the part of the St. Vincent de Paul Center. This is called the Paul Mirable Center. About 300 people live here. That top floor you see there, that's a men's floor. Then one below it is women's. Now we're told that a pipe broke in the restroom up there where the men live, and that pipe leaked some sewage onto the floor, and then that seeped down onto the second floor where the women live. So everyone here had to be evacuated. Everything else remains open here at the center except for those residential floors, but some of the residents tell us that their belongings were soaked, that the smell was just unbearable. We spoke to a supervisor who tells us that they hope to have everyone back in and all of this cleaned up by the end of today, so no one will have to sleep out here. They can get the 350 people back inside of the building. We will keep an eye on the situation for you and let you know if that does happen. For now, reporting live in the East Village, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
All right, thank you, Mimi. This is a breaking news update. Police are looking through surveillance video of an attack on a store clerk at a popular market for families in Scripps Ranch. Police say a gunman entered the market and demanded money from the clerk. As the clerk was getting him the money, the robber pistol whipped him, then fired several shots at the wall behind the clerk. The gunman then ran off. The clerk was taken to a hospital, should be okay.
The price at the pump is going up. Governor Jerry Brown expected to sign into law a gas tax bill that will be raised the tax of gas by 12 cents a gallon. Registration fees will go up too. He says the tax will pay for repairs to roads and bridges and also other public transportation. The tax would start in November. As soon as the governor signs the bill and makes it official, we'll send you an alert on our 10 News app.
Happening now, Padres fans are just a few hours away from their first home game of the season.
Yeah, Petco Park is all decked out for opening day, and 10 News Sports Director Ben Higgins is there live. Hey, Ben.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Virginia. There's nothing like opening day in San Diego, and at 12:30, the gates behind me going to open up. A sellout crowd expected for today's game against the Giants, starting at 3:40. Now, the baseball fans are coming to see guys like Will Myers, who signed the biggest contract in Padres history over the offseason, but the rest of the crowd is probably coming to see the other big star of the show, and that's Petco Park itself. The Padres invested heavily in the ballpark ahead of last summer's All-Star game, and it paid off as Petco Park ranked #1 in America by USA Today last year. In fact, a recorded announcement you can hear out of the ballpark touting this as the best ballpark in America. I had a chance to speak to the guy who puts together the roster, General Manager A.J. Preller. Even he told me that the ballpark is a big part of the draw here in San Diego.
You walk into the ballpark, you have downtown, you still have that, the outdoor San Diego, beachy type feel, but, just in general, it's a beautiful ballpark, with the Western Metal building there. You've got, some uniqueness there in left field.
So if you're coming for the festivities, here's what the Padres have planned for you on opening day. They're going to unfurl a giant Holiday Bowl flag before the game held by 275 Sailors stationed in San Diego. The ceremonial bell will be rung by Officer Wade Irwin, partner of fallen San Diego police officer Jonathan de Guzman. You're going to have the national anthem and a flyover by F-35s out of Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 211 of the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing. And there's also going to be a very special ceremonial first pitch, and we'll tell you more about that coming up at 11:30. But we're live on opening day from Petco Park, getting ready for the Padres and the Giants. I'm Ben Higgins, 10 News.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. New season, we'll see you in about 30 minutes, and it's easier than ever to get to the games. MTS just unveiled the Compass Cloud ticketing app. You can buy trolley tickets, bus and coaster passes on your phone. There will also be extra trolley service all weekend.
We just have to win now.